It's a bit blustery, windy today, but you know, after a weekend of travel, you would think that Monday would mean no more travel, but that's not the case. I worked a few hours this morning and now I'm helping Regan out. He's got a friend that lives an hour and a half, 2 hours away that's a mate of his from kindergarten. They go back to when they were preschool. 3 or 4 they became friends, and they've maintained their friendship right throughout. We have moved around the country, but these guys have managed to see each other most holidays or at least once or twice a year, and so they've just maintained their friendship. They're both nearly 18, and so it's really lovely. I like to be able to support him as he catches up with Louis, but it just means a little bit more driving today. So him and I are off on a bit of a road trip, just the 2 of us, and we'll be back just after lunch, and then I'll have to go back to work for a few hours this afternoon. I'm itching to get going because we are out of milk. We used the last of it last night in our cup of tea watching Survivor, so we had nothing for this morning. So I bought a coffee on the way to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and now it's 11 o'clock, and I would like to have another one just to kind of keep me going for the afternoon. It's not quite lunchtime, but I just need something. So I'm going to go and get a coffee now. I'm not feeling tired at all, but I was just sitting and thinking about the things that really need doing because I've got so much happening outside the home today. The one thing that needs to get done is to make a grocery list for December. And it's a little bit tricky because I normally do once a month, but this month being December, we're going to be away for quite a bit at the end. You know, like there's a lot of travel and family gatherings, so it'll just be a bit different of a grocery list. I'm just going to have to make sure I do that today, at least get started on it before I have to go back this afternoon to work. And another thing I really wanted to do was get up some lights with Emma. She hasn't gone anywhere today. She's going to hang out at home while we're out picking up Louis, and so I think that her and I will be able to do a bit of that this afternoon after I get back. Regan's got to go out. He's got a prize giving end of year for his boys brigade, and that'll be the last function for them for the year. But her and I can stay home and do lighting. James will probably go with Regan and be there to support him. So because I'm taking Regan to pick up Louis, I said to him, you owe me for doing this for you. I don't know, I just feel like, what can I get them to do for me? But I've got a bunch of gardening I want to do around one side of our house, mulch that I want to put on that area, and I've got about 6 plants that I want to plant. These front areas around the house I don't really like to pay a huge amount of attention to. I don't mind paying attention to them 2 or 3 times a year. So I planted out some roses in the front yard, and I'm going to plant some other ferns and things around the other side. So I'm going to get them to help me with that.
I am not agreeing to anything.
You will agree to it.
Nah.
I'm going to go get some coffee. Isn't it funny? I didn't think that I was a person that needed coffee to get going, but lately I am.
It's because it's a drug.
It is a little bit of a drug.
So it's a hardcore drug.
What would be your drug, Regan?
Sugar. Yeah, sure, sugar. Yes.
Okay,
Coffee.
Vlogmas Day 7. Gonna still get stuff done. December is here and I'm not rushed. I'm just gonna keep methodically moving on with all the things that need to be done in prep to enjoy Christmas.
What are you laughing at?
Don't show.
I'm actually thankful that I'm on this side of the camera. For once. Do you hear that? That's Mum's bad driving.
I was doing it to annoy you.
Oh yeah. That's what they all say.
So we're here in Otaki, we've met up with Louis, and him and Regan have just gone into the store to get a few treats for the drive. I'm just really wanting to get home. I've got shopping lists going in my head and I want a pen and paper to write it down. I hate that because when you're driving, it's almost like you need a dictaphone or something to jot down your thoughts so that you remember when you stop, but I can't do that. Maybe Regan could have written the list for me, but we just had a really good time chatting, so that was fine too. Now I'm going to have to get home and get on with this shopping list, get some work done this afternoon before I can do lights. I'm thinking in the back of my mind, if we don't have enough lights, where I'll get some from, because they've got to be an acceptable price for me to buy more. I would just like some little tea lights, maybe things I can put on the wall or around, you know, features within the house. So I'm just hoping I've got enough already, but if I have to buy more, I'm going to have to go shopping for those, but we can work that out. I'll just have a really good look with Emma tonight at the lights we've got and see what it looks like once they're all up and see if we need any more. So I'm home and I'm dangerously close to needing to have a nap. It was great driving the kids home. I just listened to my audiobook. The one I'm reading at the moment, or the one I'm listening to, is called the 5 a.m. Club, and it's really fascinating about developing daily habits, and I love it. But the thought of getting up at 5 a.m. and doing those things just doesn't appeal at the moment. The amount of driving I do each day, it will be impossible for me to do, because I still have to be out the door at 6:30 in the morning. So yeah, that just doesn't appeal right now. But in a few weeks, when the holidays break and I've got my mornings to myself, I'm kind of sitting there and listening and getting inspired at the things that I could accomplish in the morning if I wasn't driving. I'll see how much remains in my mind in a few weeks' time after I finish the book. So I'm going to sit on my bed for a bit, and if I happen to have a nap, I will. I've still got to go back to work in an hour, 3/4 of an hour, and drive for a few hours. So I'm feeling very jaded. But I think I've got dinner organised. We're going to do meatballs and vegetables, and I think I can still work on the grocery list. So yeah, just going to chill out and have a look at these lists for the next half an hour or so, and then I'm going to go back to work. Okay, so James is calling out for dinner. I've been home for a little while, and I started on dinner and he took over so that I could come and work out this grocery list. So I think I've worked out all the days that we are home for the month of December, and I've worked out the days that we're not going to be here. So basically from Christmas Day right through till New Year, we're not going to be here, and maybe after that. January's like so far away, so I don't have to worry about January. I've got a few nights, like the last day of work, James and I finish on the same day, so I thought we could go out for dinner for that night. Christmas Eve we're going to be here. I'm not 100% sure what we'll have, so I'll have a chat with the kids about that. But other than that, I think I've got the rest of the month planned. So now all I have to do is make a list of the things that we always have for breakfast, things that we always have for lunch, and I'll make a list of the things I know we're going to have for dinners, using what we have on hand already, and then I can do the grocery shopping tomorrow, maybe, hopefully. At least some of it I can get started. And I am going to stop now, and I'm going to go and have some dinner with my family. Tick. Done. Today is nearly done. Not quite yet, still got some things to do, but I'm really happy with the progress. So it's still daylight and we've had dinner. It was a beautiful dinner. Just finished cleaning up dinner. Kitchen's somewhat tidy. Guys have gone out. Emma and I have somewhat attempted the Christmas decorations, but to be honest, all I've done is put up these two art pieces that the children did when they were very small. I've tidied up the tinsel that's around the windows, and I have moved the Christmas tree from the living space in the kitchen into the lounge, because Emma and I decided we really need to buy a new tree for the living area in the kitchen. So we're going to do that on Wednesday, because it's open from 4 till 7 on Wednesday night. And I'm looking at the Christmas lights, and picked up this one, for example, and it's got this attachment, and I just can't work out how that attaches to the other ones that are here. Like this one, does that mean that only one can go into that light socket? I'm just not sure. Or maybe they all start to attach to each other. So I really need to talk about this with James. I kind of feel like we need to tag team it with me having a ladder, passing things to each other. So I'm just gonna leave it. My top tip for today is know your limits. It looks light and it looks like it's the middle of the day, but it's 7:30 p.m. It's been wet all day, it's really muggy, and I just want to have a shower and chill. A tiny little tree, just beautiful. Got my Christmas books set up. I'm really happy about those. I will read them. One day I might read them to grandchildren. Yeah, that'd be fun. So I'm just gonna sign off here. Today has been a really good day. It's been a lot of driving. It's Monday, and it feels like the end of the week, but it's only the start of the week. But that's like that this time of year. Yeah, just if I can encourage you to pace yourself, do what you can, know that your attempts to do all the things aren't wasted, and that what you do accomplish is good enough. And I just appreciate you guys watching today, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's video. Happy Vlogmas, and bye for now.